Today, I'm going to be reading Chapter 19 of Ground Zero by Alan Gratz. This chapter is titled, Get Out. Brennan dialed the office number for Windows on the World from memory, his heart racing. The line buzzed with a busy signal. No, Brennan thought. No. Please tell me their phones aren't out. Maybe he dialed the wrong number. His hands were shaking as he hung up and dialed again. He just needed to know his dad was alive, that he was okay. The phone was ringing. It was ringing. Someone was answering. Hello, this is Brandon Chavez, Brandon said, practically shouting into the phone. Is my dad there? Is he all right? There was silence on the line for just a moment, and Brandon held his breath. Leo, the person on the other end, called. Your kid's on the phone. Brandon waited breathlessly for what felt like minutes, hours, and then at last, Brandon? Dad! It was such a relief to hear his father's voice, to know after everything Brandon had been through today, after everything he'd seen, that his dad was still alive. Tears streamed from Brandon's eyes, but he laughed at some time. Oh, Brandon, thank God you're okay, his dad was saying. There was this sudden crash and smoke, and I couldn't find you anywhere. I didn't know if you were alive or dead. Brandon sobbed. I'm so sorry, Dad. I was going down to the mall to buy those Wolverine gloves for Cedric. I should have never left you. I was in the elevator when the plane hit, and I was trapped. I got out, and then I tried to get back up to you, but I can't. There's a fire and the stairs are blocked. I'm just glad to know you're okay, his dad told him. I went down looking for you, but I can't get past the 100th floor. The 100th floor, Brandon frowned. If Brandon and Richard couldn't get past the 93rd floor, and the people up top couldn't go any farther than the 100th floor, that meant that there wasn't just one floor that the plane hit. It had taken out 7 whole floors. Where all those floors on fire like the 93rd was? Were all those floors on fire like the 93rd was? How would the fire department ever be able to put something like that out? But that means all those people on the 100th floor up, Brandon said out loud as he was realizing it. That means they're all trapped. His breath caught and he started to cry again. That means you're trapped. It's okay, Brandon. We're okay, his dad said. He sounded so calm, and it calmed Brandon down, too, a little. There's about 70 of us up here, his dad went on. There was a big event happening on the 106th floor, but we're all together now. It's really smoky, but we're going to be okay, all right? It was just an accident. This old building is tough. It can take whatever the world throws at it, just like me and you, right? You're all right now. That's all that matters, Brandon. Madre de Dios, I thought. I would never hear your voice again. Me too, Brandon said. He felt so helpless. He wanted to do something. Do you need us to call 911, Brandon asked, glancing at Richard. We've already called them already, his dad said. They told us not to move, to wait for the firefighters. What floor are you on? Are they up to you yet? We're on the 89th floor. There's no other people here, but no firefighters, not yet. Don't worry, Brandon, his dad said. We're going to be okay, both of us. Are you with someone who can keep you safe? Yes. I'm with a man named Richard. He's nice. Brandon looked up at Richard again, and Richard smiled. He was on the escalator with us this morning, the one who almost spilled his coffee, remember? He worked on the 89th floor. Okay, good. You stay with him until you're safe. Brennan's mind went back to the inferno on the 93rd floor, the wreckage. The woman who'd burned. What if the firemen can't get to you in time, Brennan asked. Then they'll take us off the roof by helicopter, his dad said. Yes, Brandon had seen the helicopter, and while there was nothing it could do for him, it could easily land on the roof and evacuate the people trapped in the floors above. It's all right, Brandon. We've been through worse, his dad told him. Brandon couldn't believe his dad was being so calm about everything, especially when Brandon felt so close to freaking out. He'd be able to put his feelings away through most of it, to push on when things were so horrible he shouldn't have been able to think straight. But now Brandon was still in for a moment and finally talking with his dad. All his fear and worry and confusion came bubbling back, and he could feel himself starting to panic. Brandon, are you still with me?" his dad asked. Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. Brandon, it's all right. You still have your key, right? To the apartment? You can get you can get yourself home on the subway. You've done it before. If they evacuate the building, I want you to take the subway home and wait for there, okay? Got it. I can't do this without you, Dad, Brandon said. He was crying again, and he turned away from Richard and the others, embarrassed. We're a team. You always. Outside their window, Brandon suddenly spotted something glinting in the blue sky. It was an airplane, a jumbo jet, larger than life, and flying too, low across the harbor. Too close. Terror seized Brandon at the sight of something that should not be where it was. Ethers saw it too, and she gasped. The plane was coming right for them in the North Tower. Another plane, getting bigger and bigger. Too big, too close. Brandon took a frightening step back, and the plane's wing dipped, and it turned, disappearing behind the South Tower. Right in front of them, then, there was a dull and suddenly, a bright orange fireball erupted from the side of the South Tower, facing them. Everyone in the office ducked, and Brandon cried out of shock and terror. The North Tower shuddered again, and Richard cursed. Through the phone, Brandon could hear people screaming in the windows on the world. He put the receiver back to his ear, and his hand started shaking. Dad, are you all right? Brandon cried. Yes, something's just happened. Yes, something just happened to the South Tower, but we don't know. What? I didn't see it. It was a plane, Brandon said with growing horror. He didn't understand what he'd just seen. Planes didn't fly into buildings, but he just watched one fly straight into the World Trade Center. Dad, a plane just hit the South Tower. There were more screams through the phone as the people began to understand what had happened. Richard stood back up and put a trembling hand over his mouth. Dear God in heaven, he whispered. Brandon, are you there? His father asked. Yes, Brandon said. He was still trying to process what he'd seen, but he just couldn't make his brain accept it. For one thing, to hit the World Trade Center, that was a terrible accident. But for 1 second to hit the South Tower, Brandon, you can get out of the building, right? His father told him. The calm in his dad's voice was gone, replaced by the breathless electric fear. As fast as you can. Do you understand? Don't. Wait for the fire department. Get out. What? Brandon said, confused. Nothing made sense. What was happening? What was going on, Brandon? Brandon, listen to me. You have to get out of the building now. I don't understand, Brandon said. He held the phone with both hands. Dad, I don't. Brandon hang up and get out of the building as fast as you can, his father told him. This isn't an accident. We're under attack. That's all for today. Thank you for listening.